Hey y'all, anybody got any quarters? Check it out. I can't make the horse work. I got the chain.
I give up.
I did it for you.
Guys, there's a lot of talk in the knife community, and especially by reviewers and sharpeners, about blade stock thickness, behind the edge thickness, and the overall edge profile, and how they relate to cutting. Sometimes you'll get a knife that just doesn't cut the way you want, and it might not be the reason you're thinking. So let's take a look at the little hidden reason why your knife may not slice the way you want it to.
So guys, I don't know how long this video is going to be. You heard the intro, you knew what we were talking about. I cut a lot with this knife, as you can see. Now this knife and this knife have the same behind the edge thickness, 0.018. Now I measured them both. They both came out at the same. I think maybe this one might be 0.0182. But like I said, within the margin of error. And that's why the calipers are out. So we can go ahead and turn these off so I'm not wasting my battery. Now, the problem that I've noticed, and this I've noticed this across the board on a bunch of different knives, and I'm just finally getting to the point where I've done it enough times that I feel like I should mention it. The coatings on certain knives absolutely have a lot and play a lot into how well they cut. This has got a satin finish, really frictionless, cuts with ease through everything I throw at it. They're not dissimilar in the radius on the blade. I'm cutting in some of the same areas. This one is a little bit smaller, but you can see blade radius in general is pretty similar, except this one has more of a sweep at the tip, but I'm not cutting there. I'm cutting in this area, as you can see, predominantly. And what I've noticed is some of these knives with coatings cut way worse. Now, this is a great knife. It's in 14C28N. It is still sharp. It's still got the factory edge, and it is sharp. I'm noticing, though, that this knife does not cut anywhere near as well as I would expect. And a lot of that has to do with this coating. I'm 100% sure of it at this point. I've noticed in knives that have got heavier coatings. Let me wipe this down real quick. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure we could see the actual wear pattern and not just any adhesive residue. But you can see the wear on this. And, you know, as this knife has been cutting, I'm noticing it does not cut as I would expect on such a thin behind the edge knife. This is a Migron, and historically have really good grinds. And this does cut well, but I noticed that it just wasn't, it was taking a lot more force to cut than I would expected from a knife that is this sharp. And I mean, even this has not been stropped or sharpened or anything. Even after a lot of cutting, it's still paper, you know, it's magazine paper cutting sharp. And so I'm 100% sure that it's a lot of this coating that's adding extra friction. Now, it still does cut really well, but comparatively to a knife that is about the same behind the edge thickness, and other knives that I've had that are very similar to this knife that have got a satin or maybe a stone washed finish, like a fine stone wash, it does not cut as well. And, you know, some of these coatings just add enough more friction. I'm not sure what the coating is on this, but you can see it's just really kind of binding up on that. And it's causing additional friction. Now, I will, since this is my knife, I'm going to refinish this blade. I believe that I'm going to wash this blade in some fine medium and just wash that coating smooth in some stone wash, I mean. But you can see areas that are just catching the material. I noticed it first with Cerakote, and I definitely noticed that it was adding a lot of friction with Cerakote. It's a thicker coating. Now, there are coatings out there. I'm not gonna lie. There are coatings out there that absolutely do not affect. A DLC predominantly being the one. It is super, super thin. There's some titanium nitride coatings that are used that are like that gold titanium coating like you see on drill bits that they've put on some knives. Absolutely one of the most frictionless coatings you can get. Some of the nano ceramic that Chris over at Cerberus Knives is doing and that I did in the past. Pretty frictionless. They've got a really smooth finish and they're really thin. So I don't know. I just finally wanted to get around to this because this was the knife that I was like, you know what, this knife should cut better, especially as, I mean, look how thin that behind the edge, 0.0182. And then this one being 0.018. Even though they're, you know, this is a full flat grind and this is not, it should not cause that much difference. So absolutely do love this knife. Miguron knives are great. This was one that came to me from one of my paying members, and you're going to see a full review of it. But it's not like it didn't cut well. It just didn't cut as smoothly as I had expected. So take it as you will, guys. That's it on this one. Let's turn this around. We'll do some final thoughts, and I'll send you out about your day.
So yeah, guys, the coating on a knife can absolutely cause so much friction. This knife, I think after I refinish this is going to get refinished. I'm going to toss it in. I'm going to stone wash it. I think it's going to do a lot better. I really do think it will do a lot better. And I will do another video to come back and tell you, but I'm pretty sure that just smoothing the surface of this coating out a little bit so it doesn't have as much friction is going to definitely benefit this knife, because it's a really good knife. I love this knife a lot. It was a gift. I'm going to enjoy carrying it. So with that being said, guys, that's it on this one. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down, but tell me why. There's a lot of ways you can support the channel. I've got sponsors down below. 2 of them have discounts built in: Coffee Brand Coffee and Temper Trail. 10% off your order when you use that link. The coffee from Coffee Brand Coffee is amazing, and they have a sale going on right now. I have affiliate links for most of the major vendors down below and an Amazon store. Take those links, pin them to your browser for any shopping you're going to do, knife or otherwise. Please use them. It supports the channel. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. I have got a membership down below where you can go in there. You can get in on exclusive content. I do giveaways. There's a premium tier sharpening tutorial series and a private Discord. I also have a coupon code for you guys that will save you 10% at Fair & Forged Knife Works, 10% at KATSU Knives, 10% at Rosecraft Blades, and 40% at Beyond EDC Knives. Guys, that's it on this one. Thanks for hanging out with me. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.